Hello everyone and welcome to my CSU channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Savannah Chrisley details feud with brother Chase since parents' prison time. I don't know if it can ever be repaired. The Chrisley family is finally back together again, but a set of federal prison sentences may have been the least of their problems. The Chrisleys, back to reality. Lifetime's latest addition to the armada of reality series chronicling the private lives of the TV dynasty catches up with the Chrisleys at the tail end of Todd and Julie's time in lockup. The patriarch and matriarch of the real estate empire and figureheads of the USA Network's popular Chrisley knows best were convicted of bank fraud and tax evasion in 2022 and sentenced to a combined 19 years in prison. Their daughter, Savannah, worked tirelessly to earn her parents a presidential pardon, which Donald Trump granted in May. But Back to Reality shows that the long shadow cast by Todd and Julie's imprisonment allowed for a dangerous kind of rot to fester back home. In a prescient phone call from prison included in the first episode of Back to Reality, Julie shared that her greatest worry while being in prison is my children. I worry that they're okay. I worry that they're getting along because I'm not there to wrangle everyone and diffuse the situation. She specifically pointed to Chase and Savannah, the eldest son and daughter she shares with Todd, who have fought since they were teenagers. And that worries me because I feel like the divide is just going to get bigger and bigger. Back to Reality proves just that, and it's not just Julie who's worried. Todd's colorful mother Nanny Faye, a popular recurring character on Chrisley Knows Best, shared her own concerns with Julie's mother, Pam Hughes. Well, Pam, me, and you've got to come up with a solution to help everyone out. What are we going to do with Chase and Savannah? She wonders, adding that because of Todd and Julie's absences, this family's been torn apart. Chase and Savannah both chose to participate in Back to Reality and had quite a bit to say about the feud themselves. Since my mom and dad have been away, we haven't been in the same room all together, let alone sat down for dinner with everybody, Chase revealed. I know there's some tension there between me and Savannah. Though Savannah fondly recalled that growing up, I feel like we were always best friends. We did everything together. Chase's view of the time has altered in retrospect. In a call from prison, Todd shared, I always told Savannah, you can do anything a boy can do. In fact, 9 times out of 10, you can probably do it better. And Chase would say to me, yeah, and look what you raised, a monster. Chase and I are definitely on rocky terms, because over the past 2.5 years, he has not helped me at all. I mean, when it comes to the kids, financially, mom and dad, he has not picked up a single ounce of slack, and he's been given ample opportunity to do so, Savannah explained. While Todd and Julie were in prison, Savannah stepped up to parent their other minor children, Grayson, 18, and Chloe, 12. She was also open about having to make major lifestyle shifts that came with the new economic burden and dedicated herself to advocating for a pardon, going as far as the 2024 Republican National Convention to demand one. During the family dinner that concludes episode 1 of Back to Reality, Chase conceded to Savannah's hard work. But he's skeptical about her claim that she was forced to rough it alone. Savannah wants help on Savannah's time, he said. As much as Savannah says she wants my help, I don't think Savannah actually wants any help because she wants to be able to say she did it on her own. Savannah, meanwhile, said she believes that any time Chase tries to connect with me, it is strictly performative because there is always something he wants to get. She solemnly warned, there is a lot of resentment. So when things are said and done, I don't forgive it. I don't know if it can ever be repaired, honestly. Once I shut someone off, I shut them off. Savannah Chrisley had grown used to carrying the weight of her world on one shoulder. Some days she swore she could feel the grooves where the stress had settled, like invisible fingerprints pressed into her skin. Ever since Todd and Julie Chrisley reported to federal prison, everything seemed to fall apart in layers, first slowly, then all at once. Publicly, Savannah was the steel-spined daughter fighting for justice, juggling lawyers, interviews, and court filings. Privately, she was a 27-year-old woman trying to keep her siblings fed, safe, and emotionally afloat. But perhaps the one fracture she hadn't expected was the one inside her own family, specifically between her and her older brother, Chase. Their feud had begun quietly, almost innocently. A misunderstanding here, a sharp remark there. But grief transforms even the softest words into weapons. And before long, the distance between them became a canyon too wide to cross. Savannah hadn't wanted to talk about it at first. For months, she avoided interviews that asked how she and Chase were holding up. She lied her way through radio silence, offering polite half-truths like, "We're sticking together," or "Every family struggles." Those lines were easier than admitting the reality. She and Chase barely spoke anymore. But time has a way of forcing truth to the surface, especially when the truth is heavy. It was during a podcast episode, her safe space for raw honesty, that Savannah finally pulled off the emotional bandage and let the wound breathe. "I don't know if it can ever be repaired," she admitted, her voice cracking just enough to betray the strength she tried so hard to carry. "Chase and we were always close, but something shifted after Mom and Dad went away. He coped one way, I coped another. And somewhere in the middle, we stopped recognizing each other." Behind the scenes, the story was far more tangled. When Todd and Julie were sentenced, Savannah became an instant guardian to Grayson and Chloe. Chase, overwhelmed and angry, pulled back, not out of apathy, but out of a feeling he wasn't ready to face. While Savannah was scheduling school pickups and therapy appointments, Chase retreated into his own world, bouncing between Nashville, Atlanta, and whatever distraction kept him from thinking too deeply. "He shut down," Savannah explained. "And I guess I expected him to show up the way I did. But that wasn't fair to him. Or me." Their biggest fight had happened 1 year earlier. A shouting match in Savannah's kitchen, the kind siblings never recover from without intentional healing. Grayson had overheard it. Chloe had cried. And afterward, the silence felt colder than any winter they had ever known. Savannah remembered the moment clearly. She'd been standing at the sink, hands shaking, staring at the dishes, but seeing none of them. Chase had stormed out, slamming the door with enough force to rattle the window panes. And with the echo still ringing in her ears, Savannah realized the emotional distance between them wasn't temporary. It had roots now. For months after that, they exchanged only short texts. "You good?" "Yeah." Nothing more. And yet, despite everything, Savannah still loved her brother fiercely. That was the curse of family. The heart remembers even when the mind wants to forget.